Hello everybody, welcome to the video. This is another foundation video where I record what I do for a whole week of doing work for foundation and I compile it all together into this video. So what I'm doing here is, if you watch my last video, you'll remember me doing this illustration at the end of it, and I'm just adding the words to it. All of the work I'm doing in this video is for my book called Bean and Bog. If you've been watching the videos, you should know all about it. You should be an expert on Bean and Bog. But basically, I'm making a children's book, and this is one of the pages for it. And the rest of this video is me doing more pages for my children's book. When I was screen recording these clips, a bee just so happened to fly into the room, so I accidentally got all the audio recorded, and it was too good not to share, so here you go. Harry, what do I do?
Oh.
Harry, don't hit it with your slipper.
I'm gonna try and...
You're gonna aggravate
I'm
it.
easing it out.
Okay, so in my defense, the window is right next to me. The bee flew in, honestly, like an inch away from my face, and this wasn't no ordinary bee. Blooming heck, massive, one of the biggest bees I've seen in my life, and I am in quite a confined space, so it's hard to get out. So yeah, I screamed, and I screamed quite loud, and I'm not ashamed of it. Moving on now to, I hope you like the little animation. I was actually quite proud of it. I spent quite some time doing it. Anyway, so this is now thumbnails for the next page. Thumbnails are just like rough sketches to get your ideas out. I'm just drawing them up to find out which composition I like to take forward in, to take forward and develop into the final page. Oh, out with them. Let's chat about that for a bit. The elephant, le elefante in the room. Basically, you might have noticed that I've changed the name of my channel. I am no longer just Didgeridoo It, and I am now Out with Them. I made this channel, I don't know, I think I made it in year 10, which was quite a while ago now. 4 years ago maybe, I can't really remember. But basically I made that name up quite a while ago when I thought I wasn't really going to take this whole YouTube thing seriously. I thought maybe I'd make a couple videos, get bored, and then just not really make any more. But here I am, quite a long time later, still making videos and really enjoying it. So I thought, hey, maybe it's about time I changed my name so it actually related to art and was a bit easier to spell, because a lot of the time when I say my channel's just Didgeridoo It, people are like, what? And then I have to keep repeating it because it's it's a bit hard to understand at first. So yeah, Art with M, it's much simpler, and I also changed the name of my Instagram to art_with_m_. So yeah, I'm really happy with the new name. I also changed my animation, my little intro at the beginning. I spruced it up a little bit because obviously I had to change the name on it, and then whilst I thought I'm changing it, you know what, I'll just make it look nicer because I wasn't really happy with it. And I'm really proud of that one as well. Really proud of it. So yeah, no longer just Didgeridoo It, I'm Out with Them. So what am I doing now? I'm doing a watercolor illustration. I think this is page 18 of my book, and I'll catch you up to speed with what's actually happening. So in the last couple of pages they met the fairies. Oh well, okay, I feel like I say this every video, but I always worry that what if there's someone new watching my video who has no idea what's going on. So I'm going to explain it again, and if you already know what it's about, hey, well, you can stop listening for a bit if you want to. Basically, my children's book is about these two characters, little mushroom people called Bean and Bog, and they get lost in the deep dark forest. The whole book is like a little adventure of them going through the forest trying to find people, and well, not people, like creatures, to help them to like find the way back home. So that's the story. So they've met, so far in the book, they've met this sort of creature thing that lives underground. They've met fairies, and this is the low point in the book, which I'm doing now, when you're supposed to feel the most sympathy and you're supposed to feel sad for the characters. Bog's a little green guy, the smaller one. Is upset, he's having a little cry because he's thinking, oh, we're never gonna find our way back home, we're too lost here. And then Bean, his older sister, is like, listen here, Bog, don't you worry, I promise you we will find the way back home. So that's what this page is about, and I wanted the colours to be quite dark because throughout the book I'm trying to make each page slightly get a tiny bit darker in just in tones to kind of show that time is progressing and it's getting darker, basically because they've been lost for so long. So I wanted to keep the colours all quite dark. So what I'm doing here now, this is page 17. So this is a page which comes just before the page I just showed you. And this one's super simple. I just wanted a sort of a really dark background with a few trees in the distance, which I could put text on front of in front of, because I wanted a page just with text to kind of make the book a bit more varied, and also to save me some time, because it really does take me a lot of time to do one page. So this one, oh my gosh, it was so quick, and I'll tell you for why. The Gaussian blur. The Gaussian blur has changed the game. This is what I mean. I wanted to make the background look blurred, so I just hopped over to the Gaussian blur, cranked it up a bit, and honestly, look at that. Perfection. So I just did a couple layers of that, and I made the Gaussian blur less on each layer to kind of show that the things are getting closer. And I was proper chuffed with that. It only took me about 40 minutes, which when you consider other pages take me, some can take me days. This was, I had a blast doing it, and it's all thanks to the Gaussian blur. Alright, now moving on, I'm going to add some text to the page. Like I said before, I want the text to be the main focus of this page, which is why I made it so dark, so the text would stand out, because if the background was all busy and had a lot going on, then it'd just be way too hard to read the text on top. So it's just really simple for this. Just centered it in the middle, and like always, like what I've been doing with every single page, Bean and Bog have their own colours. Bog's more of an orange colour, and Bean is more red. This is like when I write the names, and I always make the names slightly bigger, just so if a kid's reading the book, the names are more apparent, so hopefully it'll be a bit easier to read, and it just makes the text look a bit nicer. As per usual, I decorate around the text with some leaves, just because I like the way it looks. And now moving on to the next page, which is page 18. I'm just adding the text again, and again, this is super simple. I know I spelt the word everything wrong. I forgot to put the Y in it. Don't worry, I do fix it. And I'm pretty sure the page I was doing at the beginning of this video, I spelled fairies wrong. That's just me. I've got extremely bad spelling. I have to get my boyfriend to spell check everything before I finish it. And even when he spell checked it, I still make mistakes, so yeah, that's just my lovely little brain, and it's really bad spelling ability. So now I'm working on thumbnails for the next page, page 19 and 20. Oh, honestly, I'm getting so close. I was dead chuffed when I managed to get to the 20s. I think there's 26 pages in this book. Well, 25 really, because the 26th page is just saying the end, which is going to take like 2 seconds to do. So now that I'm in the 20s, I am buzzing, because I just can't wait to get this book finished. It's just taken up a lot of my life at the moment. I mean, there's no rush to do it, because technically this isn't even for foundation anymore, because we've already had all our foundation stuff sent in. And I don't know, I think maybe it's been marked. So I think I'm just doing all this now for myself, because I really want to finish the book, because you know what, I put all this time and effort into it, so I'm gonna get it done. And I'm really passionate about my little Bean and Bog, the little mushroom characters. I can't, leave the book in the middle, or else they're not going to get home. I need to finish it so they get home, so it's a happy ending, you know. So yeah, thumbnails. Drew out a bunch of different ones, but I decided what I was going to do is combine the left and right, the left one on this thumbnail with the right one on this thumbnail, my two favourite ones, and then I drew this, just a nicer, bigger version of it, with the two illustrations mushed together. And I thought it was very cute. And then on Friday, I scanned it into the computer, and I'm just drawing on top of it in Photoshop. In this video, you only see me completing the right illustration, which I'm doing now, because it just took me a lot longer than I thought it would end up taking. I wanted a little break, and I thought this video was getting pretty long as it is. I might film the left side of this page in my next video, or if not, it'll be up on my Instagram anyway, the final piece, if you want to see it, if you're interested. Right, so on this page, they're meeting, I'm going to call him Tree Man, but I don't really know. I haven't come up with a proper name for him, although to be honest, I probably will end up going with Tree Man, because I can't bother coming up with anything better. And I think Tree Man's pretty good. It's, what's that saying? It says what it does on the tin. I don't know. He's a man made of trees and, well, wood and stuff. So he's, if we're compared to Bean and Bog, he is massive. He's a giant. So in the first illustration, well, not the first, the one on the left side of this page, which you only see a little bit of, you just see his legs poking in. And then on this one, I wanted to just really emphasize his height next to Bean and Bog. So I've got them really, 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 really small at the bottom of the page, and then him taking up the rest of it, because, well, basically what happens in the story, I'll spoil the story for you. Here we go. What happens is because he is so tall, he lifts Bean and Bog high above the trees so they can get a better view of where they are, and then they can see the little mushroom village. They point, oh look there, that's where my house is, I can see my house from up here, and then he plonks them down on the ground and they get home safe. So Tree Man saves the day. He's a lovely, I imagine him being very wise. He's a wise old man. So basically them leaves at the top, they were yuckaroo, get them straight off. I thought it'd be nice to show the top of the trees. Throughout the whole book you never see any leaves on the top of the trees. So I thought, oh, this is the page to do it, because I wanted to show how tall he was. He was so tall he reaches the leaves at the top of the trees. That I just really didn't like the way I drew them, and I thought they were making the illustration too squished. And when I got rid of them, I feel like it just worked better with the composition, so I got rid of them. Also, this illustration it's a lot more blue than anything else I've done. The rest of the book's mainly sort of like a turquoisey colour and then sort of a yellowish green colour for some of the pages. But on this one I thought, you know what, I'm changing it up. I want it to be blue because, like I said before, I want the pages to get darker and darker. I wanted this to imply that it's getting a bit dark now, maybe nighttime. Nighttime is upon them, hence the blue colour. I was really struggling with this at first because I never really work with blue that much, so I did struggle, but in the end I think it turned out pretty nice and I really do like it. I plan on putting the writing in the top left corner, which is why it looks a bit empty and a bit boring, to be honest, but that's why, because I'm adding some text on top of it. The time has come to say goodbye. I hope you all liked this video and hope everyone's doing alright. Thanks for watching and goodbye.